You cannot express any emotions or do anything that would denigrate or devalue the verdict of the jury. So whether it's good emotions, yay, screaming, yes or no, or if it's a verdict that you don't want, whichever side of the verdict you stand on, you have to respect the verdict of the jury. Cannot show an emotion when the verdict is published in the courtroom. You've been patient all week. Been patient for 12 years. Ms. Turner's been very patient for 5 years. Last time we set this case for trial, Mr. Turner told me he was anxious to have us there in court because he's waited a long time for his trial. I have no idea what the verdict is. We will receive it at the same time. I'll read it before I publish it, but I will know the verdict when I get the jacket from the jury. And please make sure to respect the court's rule and respect the verdict of the jury, and do not show any emotions, yay or nay, or celebrate or groaning. It would not be respectful for that jury, and I cannot allow anyone to disrespect the verdict of the jury. Deputy Smith,
yes, sir.
You can bring in the jury, please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone can be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the jury, Deputy Smith is reporting to me that you have indicated you've all reached a unanimous verdict on this case and all 3 counts of indictment. Is that correct?
Yes.
Do any of your members indicate that you have not reached a unanimous verdict? Let the record reflect that all ladies and gentlemen of the jury indicate they have in fact reached a unanimous verdict on this case. It's a 4-person. You can hand the jacket to Deputy Smith for me, please, sir. Thank you, Deputy Smith. Mr. Billy Ray Turner. Stand, please, sir. This verdict reads as follows. State of Tennessee versus Billy Ray Turner, docket number 1705881, count 1, first-degree murder. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of first-degree murder as charged in count 1 of the indictment. Count 2, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder as charged in count 2 of the indictment. Count 3, criminal attempt first-degree murder. The verdict reads as follows. We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of criminal attempt first-degree murder as charged in count 3 of the indictment. And this verdict and jacket is signed by the 4-person of the jury, by the foreman, rather, of the jury. Sir, you may have a seat, please, sir. And I'm not going to call you by names. I'm going to go by the number in which you're seated in the jury box. Starting on the end, juror number 1, is this your verdict, ma'am? Yes. Juror number 2, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 3, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes, it is.
Juror number 4, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Jury number 5, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes, sir.
Juror number 8, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes, sir.
Jury number 9, foreman of the jury, Is this for a person of the jury? I apologize. Is this your verdict, sir?
Yes.
Juror number 10, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 11, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 12, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Juror number 13, is this your verdict, sir?
Yes.
And lastly, juror number 14, is this your verdict, ma'am?
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, this is going to conclude your service. You've had a very long 8 days. Well, let's go back one day to March 4th when I first saw you at the jury assembly room when you showed up with about 200 of your fellow Shelby Countyans. And I told you that you were going to be on a case that I couldn't talk to you about. I told you not to read anything, not to look at anything. And I told you it would take about 7 to 10 days to try this case. It took 8 days from Monday to Monday to try the case, and it's asking a lot of you. To tell you that you're going to be sequestered, would not be able to stay with your family, would not be at your job. And we're going to take you away from all of those comfort creatures, take your phones from you, and told you that when you got here on Monday, when you got on Tuesday morning rather, that you'd be a guest of Shelby County and that you could not go home until this verdict has been received, whatever the verdict is. You could have given me a million reasons as to why, Judge Coffey, this is really not a good idea. You could have said a lot of silly things like some people did in some of those questionnaires as to why trying a case would not be a good idea. It is the trial system that we have in this country is the best system in the world. I don't apologize for you. I won't tell you that it's absolutely the best thing. If I were made king of jury trials, there's some things I would change, but it's absolutely the best system in the world. It is not perfect. I would not tell you it's perfect. It is flawed, but folks like you, when you receive a summons and 15 of you have heard this trial for a week, 7, 8 days, and 12 of you decided this case, it is asking a lot of you, and on behalf of the great volunteer state of Tennessee, the 4.5 million citizens of the state, all the persons, all the parties involved in this case, Mr. Billy Turner, Mr. John Perry, Andre Thomas for Mr. Turner, Mr. Paul Hagerman, Mr. Austin Schofield for the state, on behalf of all of the family members of Lorenzen Wright, Ms. Deborah Marion, who has been waiting 12 years to get what she believes is justice for her son. I want to thank you for all the court personnel that you've taken 8 days out of your life to hear this case. When I told you on March 4th and when I told you Monday that you make a decision as to what happens in your community, it's not your president, it's not your governor, not your mayors, not your judges, not your elected officials. Jurors make a determination as to what is in fact against the peace and dignity of the state of Tennessee. Thank you for your service. I'm going to get you out of here in a few minutes. I know you're ready to go home. We're going to give you back those cell phones that probably needs to be charged. We'll get those back to you in a minute. And I need to handle a couple of other legal issues on this case. And once I've done that, I will bring some jury certificates that would indicate that you were impaneled, you were sworn, and that you did in fact serve on a trial in this case. You will get a check in about 2 or 3 weeks. Great big check. If my math is right, 221 whole United States dollars. The very small token of appreciation for your jury service. Don't spend it all at once. Try not to spend it all in one location. And I hope when you look back on this case, I told you that you will have friends, you have folks, you have alliances. You will have people that you will stay in contact with for the rest of your life. It's been inconvenience. I thank you for your patience. You've been very gracious. You've been very kind. Ask the deputies every day, how's the jury doing? And they all tell me the same thing. Judge, this is a great group of people. They're doing really well, they're getting along well, and they are doing a great job. And I thank you for your patience. Thank you for your service. Bear with me a few minutes. I need to talk to the lawyers about a legal issue or two. We'll bring some jury certificates, and we'll get you out of the building soon. If you want to talk to the lawyers, let me know. I'll make you available to talk to the attorneys. You don't have to talk to anyone about anything ever. And that's something I will continue to tell you. Never have to explain your verdict to anyone. Sometimes the lawyers might want to talk to you. If you want to talk to them, you may do so. And if you tell me, Judge Coffey, we don't want to talk to the lawyers, they will not try to talk to you. They will not have any contact with you at all. If you decide to talk to the attorneys, talk to them only about what your thoughts are, what your impressions are. Please respect the privacy of the other 14 jurors and do not discuss anything that might have occurred over your jury service over the last 8 days. And please respect that privacy. And if you choose to talk to the lawyers, it's fine. If you don't want to talk to them, we're going to get you out of here. Let my deputies know where you want to go. I'll talk to you about that in a few minutes. And as I told you on Monday, last week, March 14, 2022, we'll take you anywhere in Shelby County you want to go. We'll take you to your home. We'll take you back to the hotel room so you can get checked out. Take you to home from the hotel room, anywhere you want to go in Shelby County. We will get you there. We'll get you there safely and make sure that you arrive home safely. I don't anticipate anybody will try to contact you, but it does happen from time to time. And if somebody tries to contact you and you don't want to talk to those folks, you have my phone number, you have my email address, call me, email me, and I will get it stopped immediately. Again, thank you for your service, and that's coming from the bottom of my heart because we've asked a lot of you in the last 8 days, and I will see you in a few minutes. You can go with Deputy Smith, and I'll talk to you shortly. Thank you. State of Tennessee versus Billy Turner, docket number 1705881, a jury of his peers having deliberated on this case, and the jury having returned a unanimous verdict on this case, and all members of the jury have been individually polled. It is the judgment of this court that Mr. Turner is in fact guilty of count 1 in the indictment, first-degree murder, that he is in fact guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murders charged in count 2 of the indictment, that he is in fact guilty of criminal attempt to commit a felony to with first-degree murders charged in count 3 of the indictment. As the 13th juror, the court does affirm the verdict that the jury has reached in this case, and I find that based on the proof that was submitted in this trial, based on the law, that any reasonable trier of fact could have found the essential elements of this indictment beyond a reasonable doubt. And as the 13th juror, I do affirm the verdict that the jury has reached on this case. If there's any bond on this case, Madam Clerk, the court would order, pursuant to Tennessee statutes, that any bond be revoked and Mr. Turner will be detained without a bond pending a sentencing hearing on counts 2 and 3 of the indictment. On count 1 of the indictment, where the state did not file any notice to seek enhanced punishment, life without parole, or the death penalty, upon a jury's verdict of guilty, the court shall and will set the punishment on count 1 of the indictment of life confinement in the Tennessee Department of Correction. The court will render Mr. Turner infamous on this conviction, and the other 2 counts will be set for a sentencing hearing about within 45 days of today's date. Ms. Hager and Ms. Schofield, I would need a judgment on count 1 on the conviction for first-degree murder. The court, in fact, will sentence Mr. Turner as required by law to life confinement in the Tennessee Department of Correction. Life in Tennessee is construed to be 60 calendar years. Mr. Turner will be eligible to be released on some form. He can earn sentence reduction credits rather than 15% sentence reduction credits based on programs credit behavior, and could be released after serving 85% of the sentence. And under current Tennessee law, that is construed to be 51 calendar years. We'll set the other 2 counts for sentencing. And on behalf of all the folks in the courtroom, family members on either side, Ms. Marion particularly, I know you've been waiting 12 years. And sometimes folks would tell you, or judges would tell you, that I hope this brings closure to you. I'm not going to tell you that, Ms. Marion, because I learned a few years ago that there's no closure. There's no winners. There's no losers in this trial. Mr. Turner and his family have lost a lot. You have lost a lot. You've lost your son. I will urge you to consider and remember the good things. Celebrate his life. Celebrate all the good, all the joy that Lorenzen Wright brought to you, and don't dwell on his killing, because no matter what I tell you, no matter what words I say, no matter what anybody tells you, there will never be closure. There will never be anything that says somehow this is all right, this is good. That's something that you would carry with you the rest of your life, but celebrate the good. Celebrate all the joy that he brought. Celebrate and rejoice in who he was, and do not remember him as what you saw on this screen. Thank you for your patience. I want to thank Mr. Turner for his patience also. I know it's been a long time coming for Mr. Turner, and again, there's no winners, no losers. So when you leave the courthouse, if you see family members on either side, be kind to each other. Do not address any aggression or any hostility to any family members on either side of this lawsuit, because, again, there are no winners, there are no losers. Shelby County has lost one of the, as the lawyer said, a favorite son of Memphis, Shelby County, Tennessee, and Ms. Turner's family has also lost their son. So there are no winners, no losers. Thank you all for your patience, And please be kind to each other as you leave this building, leave the courthouse. I want to thank everybody, lawyers and everybody else, for your patience. This has been going on for years. It's taken a long time to get it to a point where it could be tried. And again, there are no winners, no losers. And thank you all for the way in which this case was tried. Need a judgment from the state. Otherwise, this court was signed in recess. I'm sorry. This court was signed adjourned to 9 o'clock Tuesday morning, March 22nd, 2022.
All right.
I apologize before we adjourn court. Thank you, Madam Clerk. A date for sentencing, please. I'm sorry. Near the end of the week, because if the world continues to turn on its axis and we continue to try cases post-COVID, we'll be in trial most weeks, so something near the end of the week, please. Mr. Perry, what days of the week are better for you?
Okay. I had my phone cut off. It'll take me a few minutes.
Yes, sir.
I mean, 3 moments.
Fridays are better?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Is April 22nd a good day for all lawyers? April 22nd.
Yes, Judge.
Order that an order for pre-sentence report be filed on this case. Order the State of Tennessee Department of Correction. Is that a good day, Ms. Perry? And Ms. Thomas, I apologize.
No,
April 22nd.
Yes. Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, sir.
We all get that, Jane, Your Honor. I stick to Division 8 and print this out. The printer's not working.
Yeah, the computer would not talk to. I don't know if Judge Kraft's printer is working either. They're supposed to be replacing all the printers, and you try. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. They're supposed to be replacing all these in the next, they say 6 to 8 weeks, because computers are so old they don't drive the printers. Yes, sir. April 22nd, we'll also enter an order for pre-sentence report. Order the State of Tennessee Department of Correction, Board of Probation and Parole to conduct a background investigation to Mr. Turner, and we'll have the sentencing hearing on counts 2 and 3 on April 22nd. Now, this court was signed adjourned to Tuesday morning, March 22nd, 2022.
On the court, tomorrow morning, March 22nd.